themselves.
So this is my thing about a man being pressed and moving heaven and earth. And this is something I've been wanting to ask. So, like, for example, you know, we talked about it on the very first time we had you on, Javi. Like, a man should be a little bit corny. Say a joke. You know, really put yourself out there and stuff like that. Be consistent. You know, we talked about ghosting and stuff like that. I've made a point to where, and I know I'm going back to this point, right? You're making $90,000. He's making $45,000. Right?
Yes.
He's consistent with you. He's texting you, you know, on a realistic basis. He's taking you not to a 5-star restaurant,
but he can't provide, man. He can't provide. That's important.
But that's temporary. That's important. Temporary. But that's temporary.
Depends on the age.
But see, Phil. So here's
very temporary. But my question is, wait a minute, hold on before you go, Jay. My question is that he's doing all those things. He's pumping your gas like you like. He's taking you. I had to throw that in there.
Oh my God.
He's doing all the things, but maybe moving heaven and earth is doing those little things. You know what I mean? Pumping your gas, and you're still rejecting him. Is that what you're saying?
Why would I be rejecting him now?
Because he's not providing financially.
But okay, it depends on where we're at in the relationship. Like, is this somebody that I'm dating? Or this is somebody I'm actually in a relationship with? Like, you know, because there's different levels to this. I'm not somebody who's going on a date and being like, hey, here's my phone bill. Like, that's crazy to me.
You've got situations that it happens like that.
I do, but I know women do that, but for me personally, I'm not gonna do that. That's just not how I roll. So we discussed that. Like, I have my life that I'm already handling my business. I'm not showing up on a date for a man to adopt me. Like, is he gonna be my man or my daddy? You know? But if we are in an actual relationship where we are, you know, hopefully marriage minded and we are working towards that, yes, I'm expecting him to step up and do something. And again, we talked about this too. I personally am looking for the man that's going to naturally do that. Like, I am never going to come to him and say, hey, you know, by the way, like, are you going to contribute half of my mortgage?
You're looking for a leader. You're looking for a dominant, assertive leader.
So how do you dismiss a man who's making 45 and hasn't even seen potential of his leadership?
So Phil, we had a discussion before.
But wait a minute, I'm trying to like encourage the 45. I'm going to call them the 45K club.
You're so why can't the 45 guy find the 25 chick?
Because she works at Walmart.
The 12, some of those 20.
So why you rejected the girl that works at Walmart, Phil?
Because those women are 17, 18, 19 years old. Hey,
I worked at Sears, brother. I've seen women working there who are 20, 30, 40 years old.
Listen, I think it's calculations that you make, just like men make calculations. You see a woman, right? And you're like, oh, wow. Like, I'm looking at this chick's bag. I'm looking at, you know, she has whatever, maybe diamonds in her ear. Like, she carries herself a certain way. She's speaking to you. She's talking. You hear her, oh, my home is whatever. Like, I get tired of cutting the grass or something.
Not every person's going to wear like the nicest purses or the nicest shoes to describe.
But you could think just even lifestyle too. This person is going on vacations. This person is, you know, every time you talk to them, they're working. Like, you can make, you know, minute calculations about somebody's life and what they have and they don't have.
I agree, and your lifestyle should match. Yes.
Right, and that's and for some reason, I feel like you are kind of getting like irritated, and it's like, no, I just personally, and for some reason, we always do this to Black women. We always push that, you know, ride or die, struggle or whatever, that struggle love. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that shit. Like, I worked mad hard to get what I get out of life.
Because that's what women get when they're working hard. That's the mentality women get when they're working hard. The ride or die, they got to struggle. They shouldn't be here.
So
I'm not struggling for nobody. I'm not riding and dying nowhere. Like, I want, you know what I'm saying? I'm down to create and partner up with a man.
So why is that okay for a woman to do that, but not okay for a man to do that?
Nobody said it's not okay for a man. So Phil, here's what I'll say to Phil and to anybody listening who cares. Just like Javi said, there are so many times when we will ask a woman, "Hey, yo, bank on my potential, bank on, like, ride or die with me. I'm at the bottom right now, but wait till I get to the top. We finna," and it's like,
was at the
yo,
bottom. Dr. Dre was at the bottom.
that's fine. I'm not debating where he was or where he started from or any of that stuff.
Bill Gates was
But
at the bottom.
but we will be just as quick with a woman who, on the quote unquote pettiest reason, to drop a chick, to ghost a chick, to drop a chick in a second.
See, my solution, my bad guys. My solution is, like, as a man, what I tell my guys on my channel is, you should not be worrying about women if you don't got your shit together. You gotta get your shit together first.
Exactly.
Why would I want to go on dates and shit like that? And I can't even.
I agree.
I feel like you need to get your shit together, man. Like, there's no point of you not having your shit together.
And you won't be stressed
you don't have to
about it.
Yeah, you don't have to be stressed over anything if I got my shit together.
But for men, it's different. For men, it's different. Women, yes, you're talking about the financial component, and this is the part that irritates me. A man will sit there, oh, well, why can't you deal with this guy? He doesn't make as much money. But for men, you know what it is? It's like, yo, you want this bad chick. She got a fat ass and this, that, and the third. That's what you want. But but maybe your pockets are more for the church girl. And we don't see droves of people trying to convince men, hey, but she has a beautiful heart. That could be your wifey right there. That could be that chase chick, you know what I'm saying? To serve you, give you peace, and this, that, and the third.
So that goes back to the argument we were talking about earlier, because the thing, us men, we like baddies. We like most of us. I shouldn't speak for all men, but for myself, right? I'm speaking for myself. I'll just say myself. I like a bad girl. All right, I'm naturally attracted to women like that. All right.
And
as
nobody's trying to convince you to go be with the churchy girl or the
hey, if the churchy girl is cute enough, I'm gonna be with the churchy girl.
Exactly. Yes.
But
naturally, that's not where you're leaning towards. You're leaning towards the bad.
Potentially though.
Listen.
But in the same, so Phil, in the same way that you just said potentially, there's nothing that says that a woman could not potentially go with a dude who's
do you see
on the
Javi
lower end.
Church man? Do you see Javi?
I would love a church man. I'm just
making 45,000.
Well, first of all, we don't know what type of man Javi's going
for. Making 45,000.
I mean, Megan Good ended up with a preacher. What you mean?
Next caller.
See what I mean?
I mean, Megan Good with a preacher right now, chilling, living her life. It is what it is.
It's a total lifestyle.
Javi wants a Drake. She wants a Drake in her life. That's what she wants.
Don't put that on Javi. Don't do that.
Don't get me started on
Not
Drake.
a corny Canadian. I'm from New York City. Come on now. I can't
from
do corny
Jersey.
Canadian. Oh, okay.
Jersey.
That's where I live now, but I'm born and raised in New York City. Yeah.
We gotta collaborate.
There you go.
We gotta collab.
We gotta do a show together. We could do we could meet. I sometimes for my podcast I record in Manhattan in Gotham studio.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I'm in North Jersey.
See, we linking folks. This is what we do.
There you go, Jamie.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I can't wait to see that show.
Yeah. We gotta definitely do this. But yeah, like, I don't know. For me, I just think that a lot of times, particularly with Black women, there's a lot of negotiating and compromise that's expected and required. And maybe because a lot of
you don't
times
think men go through negotiations and compromise?
I feel like we are less inclined to. So here's something that we always push on the show, though, is everybody needs to be willing to, like, if you're entering a relationship, marriage, partnership, whatever you want to call it, at some point you are going to have to compromise. And if you are not willing to compromise on anything, then be by yourself. That's all it is.
But some things are, you know,
have your non-negotiables.
Right, exactly. So
have your non-negotiables, of course. But at some point, you're going to have to be like, you know, if your non-negotiable is, like, everybody needs to have those non-negotiables, whether it's some people it's looks, some people it's, you don't have to like all of the same things I do. Some people it's, you don't have to be as extroverted as I am. Some people, it's whatever your non-negotiables are, have those, and you have to know yourself well enough to know, like, yo, this isn't where I'm compromising. This isn't where I'm letting go of.
Right.
But at a certain level, everybody is going to have, because you're not going to get 100% of what you want all the time.
With weight as well. I mean, it depends, right?
I mean, hey, big girls need love too. Big fellas need love too. It is what it is. But at the same time, like, yo, if you know that's an area where it's like, this isn't the big thing for me, as long as all of these other boxes are checked, then maybe don't be, on what's it called? I don't know, Black People Meet with 500,000 check boxes, like she has to be this, and this. You ain't gonna match nobody. You ain't finna match nobody at that point.
You know what? I think Jamie said something that was really, really good. When he said, men should, if you're not where you need to be, then you don't need to be out here dating. I think that also applies to women as well, because when you are fulfilled as a person, but like when you're just fulfilled and you're happy where you want to be, you attract a different type of person. Friends, opportunities, love life, whatever. So I really think it comes down to, because sometimes people are looking for the other person to fill in a gap in their life. And that's probably where you have these scenarios where women are showing up and like, yo, here's my phone bill this month. Like, no, woman, like, lady, you need to be able to cover your own ish. And then you can attract a dude who's gonna be generous.
My thing is my whole thesis, like everything that I try to promote on my channel is about self-improvement. You as a man, especially my guys, because I feel like my girls are stepping up. Like the females are stepping up in 2021. It's lopsided right now. But and so I try to tell my men, yo, guys, you need to stay away from that for a little bit. Focus on yourself and like get better physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. And I swear to God, you will attract the type of girls you want. It might take time, but you're gonna attract them.
So that's something we've all said. Like, we disagreed a little bit on it, but like when I said sometimes it's okay to be alone if you're doing the things you need to do to get to where you need to be. Because there was like 2020, my motto in 2020 was literally, if I don't need it to get to where I'm going, then I don't need it.
Right.
And that was me in 2020. I've gotten to a decent place in 2021. I'm by no means where I want to be moving forward, but I know I'm still moving forward.
You were, right.
Exactly. I'm better than where I was.
Mobile.
So we're gonna do some final thoughts here, and this is a very exciting time because I know Jamie enjoys this.
I like this whole comment. This whole thing was nice. It was nice to meet you.
We're gonna start with Jay Echo here on his final thoughts because he hasn't said much. So people love Jay Echo.
I haven't said much.
He has a whole fan base. He has a whole fan base.
I got a whole group.
I keep telling him they love Jay and they think I'm a nutcase. So
see, they don't love. So here's what we say all the time. They think I'm a simp, and they think Phil's crazy, but it is what it is.
So funny. I get hope too.
So go ahead, Jay. We'll start with you.
But just going back to the beginning of the conversation, we started with what's it called? We started with Dre and his wife, and she's getting $300,000 for pain, suffering, time spent, all whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
But before it even got to that point, like the reason it got to that point was it was two people who I don't know. I know a little bit of what Dre has in his past just because he raps about it, but we don't know what pain he's carrying. We don't know what trauma he's dealing with. We don't know what pain she's carrying as a result of the pain he's carrying. None of that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, all of this is the result of people needing to heal from, or people needing to be aware enough to figure out how to, for lack of a better term, fix themselves, fix their own problems, and not dump them on other people, whether it's the relationship you're in, whether it's you know, carrying abusive tendencies, whether it's carrying gold digger tendencies, for lack of a better term. Like, all of that it comes from a place of like hurt, trauma, all of that sort of stuff. And like I said, my whole zone, my whole mood for 2020, 2021, everything like that has been, if I don't need it to get to where I'm going, then I don't need it. You need to figure out what are the things you need to get to what you actually want. And most people, as we've said multiple times, most people just want peace. Most people just want peace in their house, in their home, with their finances. That's all anybody wants. So figure out how to get to peace. That's it.